The big ask. Something we don't do enough. And according to Psychology Today, 5 main reasons why people don't put their ask out there, in my words. 1 is they don't know how or what to ask for. 2, dealing with low self-esteem and lack of confidence. 3, big surprise, prideful, not wanting to appear weak because of asking. 4, they're simply afraid of the ask. And 5, limiting and inaccurate beliefs about yourself, about your expertise, about how you show up, about how you'll be perceived. But let me tell you a little secret. If you want that promotion, you're going to have to ask. Come on with me. And if you want that job interview and you want that job, you are going to have to ask. If you're looking to get married, looking for a serious relationship, you're going to have to ask. If you need help, if there's something that you really want, a gift, a desire, you're going to have to ask. And a lot of times we'll have so much weight on our shoulders simply because we don't want the help, because we are afraid of asking. I've written a book about it called The Big Ask, and I've interviewed hundreds of men and hundreds of women. And something that I found out in my interviews is that men, 80% of the time, were not as confident, but were willing to ask. Women, 20% of them felt confident enough to go for the ask. The difference is limiting beliefs, inner self-talk. Men figured out that if they needed a seat at the table, they were going to get a seat at the table by asking for it. Women fell into procrastination and perfectionism before they even got a yes or access to the opportunity. My question to you today is, what is your big ask? How do you need to show up? What do you need to ask for? Do you truly believe that you deserve everything that you desire? And the only way to get it is by simply asking. Let's get into some more details, because there's an old saying. It says, ask and you shall receive. Now, in my study, I talked to women and I said, listen, you have this major opportunity at the table. You're at the round table. The seat is ready and hot for you, for your yes and for your win. What is going on by the time you go from the elevator, out of your car, into the elevator, into the boardroom? At least 21 negative thoughts are going through their heads on, what do I look like? How am I feeling? Do I smell appropriate? Is my presentation on point? So many things are running through their heads. By the time they get to the table, by the time they get to the door, they have counted themselves out. Men who I've interviewed and spoken with have said, listen, by the time I get out the car and get into the elevator, my thing that I'm worried about is if I get a no, my question to them is going to be, what do I need to do? What do I need to say to get a yes? So when you're looking at your big ask, let's go through some keys. 1, how do you get your ask together? That's with preparation. Not over preparing, but being prepared, and also be willing to be detached from the outcome. What I found out in this human experience that we are all living, right, is that we get so attached to the yes that we're not willing to pull back and allow the universe, allow nature, allow God to fall into place. The other thing that I often realize is that the doubts, the 3 luxuries, which is doubt, fear, and uncertainty, seeps in. And sometimes it wakes up with us in the morning. How can you shift your mindset so that in your preparation, in your planning, in your process for the big ask, you are confident, you are bold, your shoulders are back? Believe it or not, your yes to the big ask, your big win to the big ask, your opportunity, the access, that you need, the promotion, the wife or the husband you're seeking, the job, that business client. It has everything to do with your posture. It has everything to do with your reticular activating system. It has everything to do with the words that you speak, and how you show up. It has everything to do with your body language. And most importantly, it has everything to do with your question. Powerful people ask powerful questions. In 2008, in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology, researchers have found, based on a study, that people are more willing to help than not. And in the study, there were two big findings. One, they found that those asking for help believed it was more likely that they would help if it was indirect, communicating their request with a look rather than a direct question. The second big finding is that they found that it didn't matter how big the request is. It doesn't matter how big your ask is. It mattered how the ask was presented. And the lesson that one of the researchers shared is that you should pay more attention to how your request is being made than the size of your request. So I underestimated my request when I first started my business. I had an opportunity to become a six-figure business owner in the first year of my business. I was fearful, dealing with procrastination and perfectionism. I worked on this pilot program with a well-known coach to coaches, business coaches, life coaches. She actually did the training for tens of thousands of coaches. Me, with my marketing skills, I built an amazing team of virtual assistants, and our job was to support her back end and to support her clients. At the end of the deal, at the end of the paid pilot, we would sign a joint venture project together, and I would make more money than I can think or imagine within the first 3 years in business. How exciting, right? Well, guess what I did? I put my ask out there. The opportunity presented itself for me to be at this $1 million mastermind table for free, connected with this amazing, well-known, highly sought-after coach who was coaching all coaches internationally. As a young girl in the Bronx, just starting out as a single mother of 2 at the time, this was a dream opportunity. After the pilot, guess what happened? I allowed those 3 luxuries that I shared, fear, doubt, and uncertainty, seep in. I procrastinated on submitting the proposal. I kept shuffling back from my mentor to a good friend, from my mentor to a good friend, asking the wrong people for the right advice. My mentor gave me great advice. My good friend made me second guess. Went back, my mentor gave me great advice, and my good friend made me pull back. Are you sure you're ready for this? Is this something you want to do? Who are you talking to about your ask? Who are you allowing to water down what you deserve and what you desire? Who are you letting in your inner circle, in your ear gates, in your heart, in your space, in your energy, that is causing you to second guess the awesomeness, the expertise, how you specialize, how you are authentic and powerful in your own right? So by the time the pilot was up, she said, Lucinda, submit the proposal. I procrastinated and dealt with perfectionism, and I delayed my own process. In the process of being delayed, she found someone else to fill my shoes and sit in my seat. So with the programs that we've created together, now I had to watch someone else build on a business structure idea that I was a part of and created. I sat back and watched how she continued to thrive and my business suffered because I did not answer the call. I did not show up for my big ask. And due to that, my company now has changed from that experience, because I dealt with a high level of procrastination. I was the president of the procrastination committee, and I allowed fear of success to seep in. What are you afraid of with the answer? What are you afraid of with not putting your ask out there? What are you allowing to hold you back? Step 1, turn your ask into a habit. Step 3, change your surroundings. Yes, who are you connected to? Get around some big askers. Step 3, dopamine is your friend. When you add this all together, you have an amazing mix of confidence. See, the human brain is wired to favor routine over novelty. And we will fight our brain's natural ability to stick to a usual routine if that routine is no longer working. So that means getting out of your comfort zone. And according to Psychology Today, you have to train your brain to ask. And when you gain that confidence to ask, guess what begins to shift? Less fear and anxiety, greater motivation, more resilience, and improved relationships. After that horrible experience in business, in my first year of not asking, of not changing my surroundings, of not making it a habit, going in the mirror and asking for what I want, my mentor would make me sit in the mirror and say a financial figure over and over again until I felt confident in it. So don't you want improved relationships, more resilience, greater motivation, less fear and anxiety? This is how we get our ask together. This is how you begin to win. And so I stand here today as a successful business owner, a proud mom of 3, because I learned to ask for what I want. And not only do I ask for what I want, I stand in a firm position believing that I deserve it. That's the key word. You deserve it. You deserve what you're asking for. If it's a no, it's still great. If it's a yes, it's amazing. If it's a hold on, let's figure this out, it's still great. The key is to build up